Get middle element. Here we go. So welcome, Chandler. Get middle element. So we're going to get the middle element of an array. How many times can I say get middle element? So basically, we have a thing. This is a tuple with 5 elements. The middle element is 3. If there are 2 middle elements, we'll return 3 and 4. So we'll return so there's usually one thing, there might be 2 things, and due to that, it always returns a tuple itself. So the tuple can have 1 element or 2 elements. So if we just take the challenge, we see if there's an empty array, it returns nothing. Okay, fair enough. There's the 3 and 3, 4 that we talked about. And this reminder, this works for any values. These things are using numbers up top, A1 and 2 and 3, but it could be any TypeScript value, in this case, a function that returns string. Here's, it could have an array inside. We don't care about nesting or anything like that. So the middle 2 values of this one are 3, 4, 3, the string, and then 3, 4, the tuple. So more like that. What is this? There's an error if what you pass in is not an array. So yeah, just one argument. Where would you start with something? We could probably start with like a generic. I never know whether to put these in, but whatever. Yeah, where would you go with this?
Oh, right, yeah. Man, this sounded, just by the name, sounded easy, but then when it was just like, it could be arbitrary length, and those when it straddles the middle 2 return lists, it's gonna be fun. So thinking through, first of all, we have from that first test case, empty array we can handle and not an array. So let's see if we can get those first. So we have our type, or our type value coming through. It's T. It definitely is extending any kind of an array.
Cool.
And then if it extends, well, I guess it's kind of enforced already, so we don't need that array check as long as
this checks for empty. So actually, this doesn't mean any kind of array. This means
that's not a capital A array, is it?
Yeah, it means like literally empty tuple is what this is. So is T an empty tuple? If so, return empty tuple. I think this should make, if we put false in here just to make the syntax error. Yeah, A1 C1 passes. So okay, we got one test to pass.
Ship it.
Right. Exactly.
Get commit. Don't lose that one. All right. And then I think we'd want a T extends capital A array for the other case, and then else never to get that error case. Yes, that one I could just do a quick
Sweet. Okay, and then we want to grab values out of T.
So thinking through that, but how do we want to grab it? Because we can do with the, I don't remember.
Can I show you? Can I show you like a really cool trick that you can do in this case? I'm kind of spoiling the fun, but it's cool because so like you could do any number of things in here, like unknown. It doesn't matter, and this like extends. Oh, we don't need that there. I think I put that there. This syntax doesn't care like how many different things are going on in there. So you could do like infer A, infer B or something, and grab like just keep throwing away middle values. In this case, I think B has to be like an array or something like that. In this case, there are at least four things in the array, and or 3, I suppose. B could be nothing. So I'm gonna kind of okay. We're off to a fun start, but I'm gonna kind of ruin it for you. So like you could do the recursion happens here. It always happens in the truth case usually. So you could put like A, B, and like wrap them in a tuple here, and then what that means is that the case where it's gonna get to this T here is when you've recursed so much that T doesn't any longer extend an array with at least 3 things in it. I mean, 4 things. And that's basically like the solution.
Yeah. So what I didn't know here was that I thought that if you had the again, spread, but I don't know what it's called in TypeScript.
I think we can call it spread. I don't know what the name is either.
It have to be a middle place as well. That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, so there is a way to do this that's a little more okay. So like that's one solution. I always look online for other solutions to the problem. So let me grab one over here. So this is another solution. Mm-hmm. So I think this one makes more sense, or at least it looks easier, because you have to know like some esoteric things about how this like structure works up here for when there are only 3 things. But I mean, we could actually let's do this. Let's look at the I mean, I think one of these does have 3 things. Do they? 2 things. Okay, well, let's just do it. So type x equals get middle element a, b, c. Oops. And then we can just see, like, hover over x. You can't see this in the live share, but like x is just b. So like this does work for just 3 things. And I mean, obviously it works because it passes the tests, but I think the second solution here is more obvious because it's like, it's saying, does the length extend 0, 1, or 2? This is kind of cool because it never has to handle the case like we did for the empty array. In fact, I guess actually, you know what? We don't have to do that at all in ours, I think. Let's try to take it away. Yeah, tests still pass. So yeah, even if T is an empty array, it will.
Otherwise it hits that line 47. And
yeah, exactly. It'll hit 47 and then fall through. Okay, but back to this one, it's more obvious what's going on. If T is 0, 1, or 2 length, return T. That's pretty cool because that cancels out some base easy cases. And then we just do this, meaning it's 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or more. And we get the middle element out, and then we recurse from here, and then we use never because there's no way to hit this case because it gets caught up here. We have the generic constraint, so it's all settled. There's another, I have 4 total that I found. So here's the third one. So this one kind of flips the cases. It's okay, it's just the same thing. It doesn't use like a never termination step, so that's cool. We're gonna grab the values out. If there are values to grab out, we're inferring M from them. If M is an empty array, then, you know, fine, return it. Otherwise, we're gonna do get middle element. I wonder what would happen if we took this away. So something fails. Yeah, A3 returns an empty array. That would be because A3 doesn't have just one middle element. Yeah, okay, got it. So there's that one. It's cool, it's legit. And then the last one here is kind of a mashup of all of them. Here it is. So we grab a left and a right. And so this is kind of neat because it does some like multiple steps at once. If T doesn't extend this, that means it's got 2 elements, or it's got 1 element, or it's got 0. So then like we can just return it. But otherwise,
that handles the recursion as well. Yeah.
Right. It handles the empty case. It handles the recursion. It goes here because if M is you know, does have no values, then it means we've hit the middle. So this is like going from the middle out. The other ones are going from the out in, sort of. I guess it is kind of going out in. Anyway, cool. What do you think about these?
Yeah, I like the. I think the one with the T length extends is the most.
This one?
It communicates what it wants to do the best, but I do like this one the best, just in terms of what I would accept and merge in.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're all okay. I don't think there's anything like horrible on any of these, but ours is cool too. Like the first one we have here is cool too because it's pretty simple, but it requires like reading this and understanding immediately what it does is not so straightforward. So cool. All right, that was a fun one.